To my wonderful listeners, One Family TV, ole mutanali nan kotenke. Mbadungoli ikafumi ko Safion Drame. Atele moti me alon ko afintira de adiamuta National Assembly ko liade me alon ko wala mu deputy oltide. Anara diamu State House de me alon ko wala President Adam Baroti. Adiamuta la ko wala de sako me alon ko wala sunding. Tombondiro me alon ko wala nyanta kala de me alon ko wala mu Chief Justice Kuto nintidi me alon ko adiamuto fanana de. Otom badungoli be audio talam be natilali nan. Ne lamaya anin hakkilo la mbaɗigolum kani ilamo anin jusola de.
Assalamu alaikum mbadi gambiyanolu ani manne ka kamoylalu nata kal konton al tolla anal konton nanal sikilala comme al jaje safer bulol to nyame na kibarol la moy mba ko mira kan laftanun kande bari kombatu ngana doron nganna mire ya di kol to melalon ko sula kollel mu pour banko la samo ye abe kono min keta Supreme Court ñu watol kono ruling men keta ani ruling mel yalon ko itambita manke loyati bari nganna mi realta na jibe na ko inol momenti ko ñu kono nga sata ani nin atara ko PDOIS man sakunda la be keren non fo ñu kusi falu be keno la le fo te keno la bi kachabe na la wollel tam mbe ruling ñi moyle Supreme Court ye decision o menta ko Mr. Cisse, former auditor, a pintinya a la palazzo to, you can loi manta. Yo, bari men nata banku dung lube datu ring wala muninti. Ani loi manta, bari men tombonda kakala palazzo to, wala tombondro ni loi tatale. Wayin hakilo murundi yakumba jaite la case. Yakumba jaite mole tombonta kakala palazzo to, adung aswain intale, wofana kalitale. Bari yakumba muruta la palazzo to. Why? By wofana ma luatinya. Moma baya la palazzo to. Isa fo keso mil manti kilimiti. Bari man sakunda e luati nyawotole, president e luati nyawotole, ka dibiti e bondi, ay men nominate. President e luati nyale, ka auditor bondi, ay men nominate. So, the same Supreme Court, ye ruling ke puru nyincha finti, hana mamura la palazzo to, bari isa compensate. The same Supreme Court, ye nyanta ya kumba compensate la wakola ya murunda la palazzo. To my opinion, something is not right somewhere. Did our Supreme Court be compromised? It's just like there was an agreement in this issue. Ngamira agreement already. The executive has taken an agreement with the judiciary. In my view, okay, we know we violated the law, but do not remove this person from his position because we cannot work with the former Auditor General, even if you put him back there. It's just an agreement between, in my view, between executive and judiciary. And if that is right, if I see it right, it is unfortunate that Gambians are allowing the executive, after compromising the National Assembly, is now compromising the judiciary. After compromising National Assembly, how did the National Assembly been compromised? When you allow National Assembly members to do what they want, increase their salaries, their allowances, and the proposal of those increasements are coming from the executive. You can increase your salary, you can have a car, you can have allowances, you can buy $3 million car, $3 million car, and they accept it, they are compromised. Any rubbish coming from the executive, they will accept it. Or they will not do oversight function correctly to put the executive in place. That's why our National Assembly is being compromised. They are not there for the people, but for the executive and themselves. I'm not going to make a distinction from anybody. National Assembly is National Assembly. If you agreed of what is happening in the National Assembly, or you did not agree of what is happening in the National Assembly, but your disagreement, you cannot convince your fellow National Assembly members not to violate the Constitution, not to see self, but to see the Gambia, then you are culprit of what is happening in the National Assembly. A National Assembly member can speak. We know there is this majority caucus, there is this minority caucus, there is this independent National Assembly members who are not in the who are independent. They are not in the minority. They are not in the majority in paper because they are independent. And there are also National Assembly, independent-minded National Assemblies who are there for the people. I know all this. But the decision from National Assembly is the decision from National Assembly. No one is exempted. They collected lands, and the law of the land said if you have your own house where you are staying, you are not entitled to be given a land, and they collected land free of charge. That's why National Assembly is being compromised. Now, the judiciary salary was rejected in the National Assembly, and the executive went again. The executive went again and increased the salary at the back of the National Assembly. Nothing has happened. After rejection, the judiciary still get the allowances proposed by the executive. So is our judiciary also compromised? That's the biggest question. Na judiciary a compromised Taliban. Nyimbe masiba bala wulu la Gambia ni atara ko National Assembly compromise na foka pare na loi bunda fana na compromise obe kala masiba balati Gambia banko. So wodalilo kamala nata kanyinin karo lake Gambia nolla fomba abula la bang nim few months mentuta Adama Barrow eje. In the next 5 years, Dilara Lokoteke Pro, I completely control judiciary. Ngagele ko I membulo mata la menkelala Chief Justice. At the end, kuta balaje na lafta way tombo wale be tombo na. No one can do anything about it. We can just say what we want to say, but if you want to select the man as Chief Justice, he will do it. And no one can do anything about it. So if this is the case, I think this opportunity that Gambians have, yung opportunity me along ko Gambian no yasoto, puruka Adama Barrow masakunda buruka, is a golden gift from Allah, from the people, from the system that says every 5 years we should vote out a president and put another president. Saying that Gambia does not have term limit is just a mere say. Gambia have term limit. Every 5 years we have a chance to do the right thing and take out anybody we feel is compromising our laws, compromising our judicial system, and not trying to change anything for his own benefit. Most done totally every 5 years. We chance the Gambia to bulle. Nimmen along kosani, I am the National Assembly compromise. I been the judiciary for a compromise. I been the judiciary for a compromise count. What are we going to do about it as voters? in the next few months, we will have the chance to show to Adama Barrow and his mafia team, cabal, that Gambians own this country and they cannot allow anybody to compromise the institutions for selfish interest. We have that chance. No chance totally signing. Karbanta nyato. Puru kaita momola. Ko Gambia dingulu tesson na muku. Mome alonko ibe nala. Puru ka Gambia mansa kundata. Kaki ifango tati. Ka Gambia mansa kundana do kula ta. Komendi ate ebe wala kala. Le National Assembly ta yo blandi la gifokon. Sanyi ba try kan ka judiciary fanabule la gifokon. Because Barrow did not care. Barrow did not care whether he lose the case or he win the case. What was Barrow's care is that the auditor general is no more there and will not be returned. That is the agreement he have with the judiciary, because it does not make sense. It does not make sense that the judiciary will just pass a law, a judgment, sorry, that Gambian government, especially the president of the republic, including his cabinet ministers, advisors, all of them violate the constitution by removing an auditor general. And the same court came back and said, but we are sorry, the president has his way, you have been removed, you cannot go back there. At the expense of Gambian people, we are going to take people's money to pay you. While Barrow can pound his chest and said, I have done it. I removed him and he is not coming back. And the excuse is that Barrow did not like him anymore. And he did not like Barrow anymore. So he is not going to be fair to ask Barrow questions and answers about what Barrow did and what they did, what they spent. And you see, something is not right. Something is wrong somewhere. Gambians has to ask this question. Something is wrong somewhere. If the judiciary said Barrow has done unconstitutionally move, but that move cannot be corrected because the person replacing that unconstitutional move can be guaranteed to work there. His appointment is unconstitutional because the person did not resign from the position. The person is not ill mentally. The person is not accused by corruption. So the place is not free, like it's not occupied. It is already occupied. They forced him not to enter into the office. He did not resign. So that's why I said the judiciary has been compromised. Let's think about it. And if Barrow has already been succeeded compromising the judiciary, and the National Assembly is already compromised, as we know, then we have a problem as a nation. Gambians, we have a problem. A problem also. We have a problem, a very big problem. Adung wo problem o nyimbe jara la nyame. Kardantale ben natema. Janin ko be wajabila. Ya jele ko kanale domandin. President Barrow ya follow up on la cabinet la. Ka cabinet compromise. Kamol tombong melba fola yes sir, instead ka fa ko no ngakete. A follow la cabinet la. Ay mol ka fu nyoma, ay compromise. Ay tela ko ay mol ka fu nyoma je. Melba fola dron yes sir. Wo bota je National Assembly compromise. Ay kodol dila ka motol dila ka fongol be dila ya fo fe nati robisa be accept. Wol fanal majority bam minority bam wol fanal ta ku la kota ke même banko la nafa, because ibe tarra ñu against la dro. They are playing games on themselves. on Gambians people, sorry. When it comes to themselves, they are okay. They will pass any law that favors National Assembly. Unanimously, when it is about Gambian people, they play politics, they play partisan, and favor the incumbent. That's why the National Assembly is. So the judiciary, which we think is little bit independent, is now been compromised, in my view, because this judgment shows that the judiciary is being compromised. So if that is the truth, and President Barrow go ahead and select anybody he has named as Chief Justice, and this election, we put Barrow back to there, I think some of us will just leave Gambians and focus on where we are and think about the future of our kids. It hurts our heart. Akan dimile, akan kampale, kawulu dimulu je wulu nyogolu, sate di nyogolu, banku di nyogolu. Ibe torala, nyaton kaya koto, ada sifalin no, bari balanta puru kafali. Akan nyo torale, akan malomba satala, akan nikuyale lambalo kono. Bari nim banku dimulu fawlu ha decide. Because Barrow is good for them. After all this signal, new signal olube, a National Assembly compromise, a judiciary compromise, a moto monkake Chief Justice Hani Banku Mol Malafala. As a national IEC Fanan decide I often a compromise, then he is going to be there forever, because that's what NPP said. That's what Momodu Sabali said. They want this country to be one party state, and one party state can happen only if you control National Assembly, you control judiciary, you control your cabinet. So everybody listening to you, and you are the only one, the Omega. You decide what happens in that country. And that is called dictatorship. And Barrow is gradually coming there. Demanding Abena Kanjele. National Assembly compromised. Judiciary, in my view, has been already compromised. And the cabinet has been already compromised. But Gambians has a chance to stop him now. Stop him now. Let me repeat. Stop him now. Because if it is late, you will not understand until you die in hunger at your house. You see, military dictatorship is different, completely different from a civilian dictatorship who never think of power and now have power in his hand. Trust me, Barrow will be more dangerous with a dictatorship color than Jammeh, because Jammeh has a military discipline. Barrow will be worse if we allow him to have another 5 years. Anything that Barrow is saying, all these National Assembly members, his advisors, none of them will say this term, this third term will be Barrow's last term. None of them are saying it. In fact, some of them went beyond saying he has to serve 30 years like Jawara. Some of them said they want to create one party state. Some starting saying Barrow is the only person, like they said in Jawara and they said in Jammeh. Now they are repeating the same thing. So Gambians refuse to learn from their mistakes. Always. What will what? Nkatara nyung matilung la kola. Ninga nyato kaya din na mena dorong kolom. O kola mo kote de. Nyine ketan tel bulu mas ni boti. Na nyung bangkuka. Gambia nolu. Altamuru altasobo. Afele lara al koto. Nalaf tabaro e kontine fana. Problem dal. Atele tama la carte fayo. Carte kesot. Akon tolte carte o fayla. Parce que ntol bu bakoton fenyol let. Baral salon den tol bakoton fenyolu nalla kulliyo keta. Alkantel la kumande. Nalbe maño takela. Alkantel la kumande. Nal musul courant. Alfangol courant. alkantel la kumande dal be kulyol kela al musuru wudut alkantel la kumande nin kuran jawlata alkal be for racing kela alkantel la kumande ba ko ton feñolu mede be gambe ay bantala president barola ba ko ton feñolu mede be gambe ay bantala wala be gambe non la balu kambi 22% of the GDP gambia man sa kundabe men dépense kan gambia kono si dula muang anim fula keme wo keme diaspora la ba dundi kan pour al kono e fa konton la si manga anin da fam min diaspora dati je man sa ko azulte baluno alta konton na fan sa ko kasima bare mo kilin dil se murnari ko nyin dom kayro barolom tenkung barolom ata la nyanta kontine la ta kola mo ko ta keno jannate benala dombe je wo fana kola wo fana beje wat jallo wo fana bena dole fana beje e ko kola mo ta keno wo nata wo sa nyim wonni fla wo fana bota jate be sanji tansai e kata fana kola mo ta keno so nyine ma tella mentality nyine mu gambe non la bileat nim men nata doro wo damal sa keno no problem no problem ala tuje nalla feta simbe dugu sabe dugu alnal badi malum safi